The news spread quietly at first, then all at once. Across Hollywood and far beyond it, people stopped, reflected, and felt the weight of an immense loss. The funeral honoring Rob Reiner and his beloved wife Michele Reiner was not just a moment of mourning, but a gathering of gratitude, a recognition of two lives that shape storytelling, relationships, and values in ways that will never truly fade. This was not a flashy Hollywood goodbye. It was intimate, respectful, and deeply human, just like the lives they lived. Rob Reiner's journey was one of legacy, but never entitlement. As the son of Carl Reiner, he grew up surrounded by comedy and creativity, yet carved his own path with humility and heart. His films weren't remembered for spectacle alone, but for sincerity, stories about love, friendship, justice, and truth. Michele Reiner stood beside him not as a shadow, but as an anchor. Those closest to the couple often said Rob brought vision, while Michele brought balance. Together, they built a life rooted in partnership. The funeral venue reflected that philosophy. Soft lighting, simple floral arrangements, and carefully chosen photographs from across their lives filled the room. These were not red carpet images, but quiet moments. Laughter at home, family gatherings, behind-the-scenes memories. Guests paused to look, smile gently, and wipe away tears before taking their seats. It was immediately clear this ceremony was about authenticity, not fame. Hollywood's most recognizable faces sat side by side, stripped of status by shared grief. Directors who once commanded massive film sets sat silently. Actors known for fearless performances appeared vulnerable. There were no whispered conversations, no distractions, only reflection. The room carried a shared understanding that something irreplaceable had been lost. The ceremony began without announcement. Soft music played, followed by a long moment of silence. That silence spoke volumes. It honored the way Rob and Michele lived, without needing constant attention, yet leaving an undeniable impact wherever they went. Speakers shared stories of Rob's generosity as a mentor and collaborator. He was described as a director who listened, who valued ideas over ego, and who created environments where people felt safe to be honest. Michele was remembered as deeply intuitive, someone who noticed when others struggled, who followed up quietly, and who never sought recognition for her kindness. Then came the moment that would define the service. Jack Nicholson slowly rose from his seat. The atmosphere shifted instantly. Not because of his fame, but because of the history he carried. Jack approached the podium with visible emotion, his movements slower than usual, his expression heavy with memory. For several seconds, he said nothing. He simply stood there, breathing, gathering himself. When he finally spoke, his voice cracked. Jack described Rob not as a director, but as family. Someone who believed in him at crucial moments, who pushed him creatively without judgment. He spoke about long conversations, shared doubts, and the trust that defined their friendship. Jack said Rob had a rare gift, the ability to see people as they truly were, not as they pretended to be. When Jack spoke of Michele, his tone softened even further. He called her the quiet strength behind everything Rob built, the presence that grounded him when success became overwhelming. Jack admitted that many of Rob's greatest decisions were shaped by Michele's wisdom, even when the world never saw it. At one point, Jack paused completely, overwhelmed by emotion. The room waited with him. When he continued, he said losing Rob and Michele felt like losing a place of safety, a place where honesty mattered more than image. He ended not with goodbye, but with gratitude. No applause followed. None was needed. As the ceremony continued, tributes highlighted Rob Reiner's impact on cinema and culture. His films were remembered not just for entertainment, but for empathy. Michele's influence was woven into every story, reminders that behind each success was a woman ensuring values stayed intact and family remained first. A short montage played, not of awards or premieres, but of everyday moments. Rob laughing behind a camera, Michele smiling beside him, family embraces, quiet joy. The message was clear. This was the life they cherished most. As the service neared its end, music returned softly. Attendees stood together in silence, some holding hands, others bowing their heads. It was not a moment of despair, but of respect, a collective thank you. Outside, fans gathered quietly with candles and handwritten notes. Many shared how Rob Reiner's films helped them through heartbreak, loneliness, or moments of self-discovery. Michele's presence was felt even there, through the humanity embedded in the stories people told. In the days that followed, tributes poured in from around. Filmmakers credited Rob with teaching courage. Actors thanked him for seeing them as people first. Michele was remembered as proof that the strongest legacies are often built quietly. Jack Nicholson's tribute continued to resonate, not because it was dramatic, but because it was honest. It reminded the world that even legends grieve, and that love, once shared, never truly disappears. Rob Reiner and Michele Reiner leave behind more than films or memories. They leave behind meaning, a reminder that storytelling matters most when it is rooted in kindness, integrity, and truth. Their farewell was not an ending. It was a legacy continuing, quietly, powerfully, forever.